Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Geeky Pinoy. So, we'll be talking about the next bad villain of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. No other than Kang the Conqueror, he who remains, or kung ano man pagkakakilala nyo sa kanya, we're gonna talk about him right now because malapit na yung Ant-Man and the Quantumania and it's very essential that we know more. We're gonna dig. We'll try our best to introduce him, share to you guys what we know about this great character. Sobrang, even yung artista, sobrang galing na artista that will be playing Kang the Conqueror. So before we go ahead and continue, let me introduce myself again. Again, I'm Kiki Pinoy, and I do have here my co-host. Go ahead, Blake. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. It is me once again, Aqua Blake, aka Blake Salcedo. Of course, you can find me TikTok, Facebook, IG, Twitter, and yeah, let's just get to it. But before that, of course, we gotta round it off back to the Knight of Fun himself, Ray.
Maayong buntag, maayong hapon, maayong gabi. I am your Knight of Fun. I am Ray and I'm your Knight of Fun. And yes, you can also find me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Pero my Twitter handle is @knight_of_fun. But you can find me everywhere. And yeah, I do a lot of comic content, movie content na rin as well. So hopefully you'll follow me on those platforms. So yep, I'll bring it back to Noah.
All right. So yun nga, tulad ng sinabi natin, tulad ng pinag-usapan natin earlier, we'll be talking about the man himself, Kang the Conqueror. So before we go ahead and jump to, of course, Ant-Man and the Quantumania, which will be showing a few days from now. I think kung pinapanood nyo to in the Geek Talk PH, of course, Geek Talk PH page. So parang 2 days na lang dahil Monday ito lumabas, Monday ngayon. And you'll be seeing Ant-Man and the Quantumania by Wednesday. So, una muna...
Ay, wait lang. Baka kaya pa nilang humabol sa sa block screening, diba? So, block screening ng Geek Talk PH will be on February 15 sa SM North EDSA. Check out the Geek Talk PH Facebook page for the details. Baka kaya niyo pang humabol. Inquire lang kayo. Magsasagutin kayo ng mga Geek Talk PH guys on your inquiry. So, hopefully, we can see each other there.
Yep. And aside from that, you'll be first enjoying it with the Geek Talk PH peeps, with our prices there. And
may paraffol.
First, that's best way to enjoy first a Marvel movie, a geek movie, is with your geek fellow friends, diba?
True, because no one's going to be going out to the cinema before the credits.
Yep. Agree.
Everyone's going to be waiting. Finally, you guys will not be annoyed with that anymore.
So, tulad ng Kang the Conqueror. So, where we left with Kang the Conqueror. So, alam naman natin, kung hindi nyo pa napanood yung Loki series, sorry na lang. Hindi na namin kasalanan yon. Kung mas-spoil ba kayo, hindi na namin kasalanan yon.
Hindi na rin kasalanan ni Disney Plus, diba? Kasi if Disney Plus did not release in the Philippines noong December, probably we can blame Disney Plus for not being in the Philippines and not everyone was able to watch it. Pero dahil may Disney Plus na tayo, yun, nakahabol na sana yung mga viewers. And ako, nakahabol ako mga few weeks ago lang.
Disclaimer, we are not saying anything bad about Disney Plus.
Nope.
We're just stating general facts. Disclaimer.
Alright. So, alam natin, Kang the Conqueror first showed himself in not in the big screen, but in Disney Plus Loki series, which is, I think, ako personally, one of the best Disney Plus series. Hindi ko sinasabing the best for me. Pero, kumbaga, it's a good way or a good introduction of the multiverse, of course, of the villain himself that we'll be seeing a lot, I think, for the next 2 years, which is Kang the Conqueror. And dun yata is, ang introduction pa niya is He Who Remains. Tama ba?
Yep.
Mamaya mali pa eh. Sa dami ng
Daming version,
version
ano?
ni Kang. Alright. So, sino mauna? How was Jonathan Majors una as He Who Remains? Before we dig into the character.
Sige, Blake.
Well,
Nagturo Blake.
well, for me naman, syempre there was all this hype around who's going to play Kang or He Who Remains, and after everyone was fan casting Jonathan Majors, like me personally, I was super excited because I loved watching him in Lovecraft Country. If you guys need to get a refresher on just how good of an actor Jonathan Majors is, I definitely recommend you guys watching Lovecraft Country. He does a phenomenal job in performance. If you have any doubts of him playing Kang or whatnot, go watch that show. You will not be disappointed. So yeah, upon watching that show and then seeing that he was on Loki, I was like, okay, this is a very different version of Kang because he's a variant, and I mean it was like this very cool way that he was going about it. Because of course, I found it to be interesting that they gave us this softer, casual
Arian.
variant because they know that once we get the real Kang, it's gonna be a complete 180 that we're not gonna really expect too much now. Oh, this guy means business.
Go, Ray.
Yep, ako naman. Sige. Syempre, ako rin, I was really impressed with how Jonathan Majors played the character. So, hindi ako masyado familiar with Kang as much as any Marvel fan is, pero I know of Kang, but I just know na marami siyang variants. And sobrang curious ako with his version with the version of He Who Remains in the Loki series. Kasi syempre, napaka-cool cut niya eh. You don't see him as threatening at first. Pero naalala ko yung scene sa elevator ba yun when Sylvie and Loki was trying to stab him, pero sobrang bilis niya, and di siguro mabilis yun. It's just using time to try to evade the stabs of Sylvie and Loki. So sobrang astig and sobrang funny nung character. And I'm not sure if that's the same character nga that will come out in Quantumania, pero hopefully we get that caliber of acting from Jonathan Majors in the new movie.
Me personally, same I'm not hindi naman not familiar with Kang, but ako in the side naman of Jonathan Majors, I'm not super familiar of his works, but the moment I saw him doing the character, taas kamay na kaagad ako. My God, this is really different. It's and then it was enumerated how he can evade nga yung mga attacks ni Sylvie at ni Loki because he knows what's happening. Parang alam mo na yung script, alam mo na yung mangyayari.
Ayun nga, yung pinakita
diba?
yung script, diba? Sobrang, astig dito.
Yeah. It's just
like, so the moment you say this, it's already written. Kulang na lang, pirmahan na lang
nila, correct. Oo.
So it's really not just time, but how how he knows everything. Kaya nga siguro yun yung niya, yun yung tagline niya. And the acting of Jonathan Majors was superb. It's like parang may iyak na makakawa, galit. Yung halo, yung nakita mo yung emotions niya na hindi mo ma-determine what's the specific emotion that he's trying to deliver. But there's something big that will happen. Tingin ko, pagsisisihan talaga ni Loki and Sylvie yung ginawa nila doon. So again, guys, spoiler, namatay po si Remains lang ha. Alam niyo na yan. Baka naman sisihin niyo pa kami. Alright. So, talagang then, di ba yun yan, pagbalik ni Loki dun sa TVA, boom. Parang, he who remains naging Kang the Conqueror na yung na statue. Di ba una sila Parang yung, ano ba tawag doon? Yung tatlong malaking gods.
Wala na sa isip ko pero those I'll put the reference sa screen.
Those three gods were the
Yeah.
ones in the office, parang sila yung statue doon.
Mm.
Then when he came back,
Iba
parang
na.
wala nang nangyari. Usap sila yung Marvelous. Then, ito yung na-meet namin. Shoot, ano nangyari? Di ba? Parang,
Mm.
so I think, yun nga, isa din yung dahilan na hindi naman talaga, hindi lang si Spider-Man at si Doctor Strange yung may kasalanan about sa multiverse. Huwag niyo silang sisihin
Huwag yung sisihin
masyado.
masyado.
Mas malaki yata yung ambag
Ni
Loki at
Loki,
ni Sylvie doon. Tingin ko.
Ang,
So,
ang ambag
siguro,
lang talaga ni Spider-Man sa ni Doctor Strange is na-discover lang nila na may multiverse.
huwag niyo siya masyadong sisihin si Kuya Peter, pati si Kuya Doctor Strange. Okay? So, if you were able to see Loki series, sila talaga yung tingin ko mas promotor. So, then the next question is, yun nga, malapit na. Ant-Man and the Quantumania.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. No? Huwag natin kalimutan si Wasp. Huwag natin kalimutan si Wasp. Kawawa naman si sino to?
Tingin ko she deserves nga more screen time kasi di ba alam naman natin sa Avengers, she's one of the pioneer members of the Avengers. Sila ni Ant-Man. So, yun nga, what are your expectations on this movie? And why do you think this is a must watch?
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm not watching it for Ant-Man. I don't care. I'm sorry, Paul Rudd. I'm sorry, Evangeline Lilly. I'm sorry, Catherine Newton. I'm just watching it for Kang. That's his movie.
I'll be watching it for Michael Douglas.
Yeah. But yeah, because all the marketing is mostly focused on Kang, because now this is his true intro to becoming the next big bad for Marvel, and the fact that they're not doing it like Thanos, where he'll be the last villain to fight for this phase of this saga. Now they're really bringing him as early as possible. Only spells trouble considering that he can do a lot more damage moving forward to any of the other characters, especially Scott Lang. Because if you were going to compare him to like someone like Captain America or Spider-Man or even Doctor Strange, Ant-Man's gonna get.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a bit of a massacre.
Yep.
Ray,
sa akin napaka-curious ako dito eh. Kasi in the first two Ant-Man movies, napaka isolated ng mga ng situation sila, 'di ba? So very very something is happening pero hindi naman ramdam ng buong mundo what is happening. So it's very isolated. Pero this time the trailers that we've seen so far, it felt really big to me na in the last trailer, no, yung pinaka recent na release ng trailer, we see parang an army of ships coming out of somewhere in the quantum realm na parang, and I've heard also na this movie feels like a Star Wars film. So I'm thinking, is there, since I'm looking at a lot of parang an army of parang plane or ano ba yun, or ships ba yun, ano ba to, parang magkakaroon ba ng parang battle inside the quantum realm. You have Kang the Conqueror as the quote unquote Darth Vader of that scene, and then you also have probably rebels who are fighting against Kang. So parang it's an interesting concept on an Ant-Man film kasi finally Ant-Man gets a story that will have an impact on something big. Hindi lang yung impact na sobrang liit lang din, na it's a fun movie but the impact is not really as big as Civil War, as big as No Way Home, 'di ba? So parang finally we're getting that in an Ant-Man film, and of course, syempre excited for what Marvel is gonna do with Jonathan Majors Kang the Conqueror version. So, yep.
seeing this one, yeah, to be honest, hindi ako super excited. But of course, I would like to see it on the first day, syempre, as a Marvel fan. And then, this is the first time that we'll really be uh, digging deep with Quantum Realm. Kumbaga, this is something na alam lang natin, it helped a lot during Endgame dahil kung wala yung technology na ginamit nga naman ni Ant-Man, wala pa rin. Tingin ko, Thanos pa rin tayo hanggang ngayon. And yun nga, iniisip ko, sobrang unfair din kay Scott na si Ant-Man, harapin niya mag-isa si Kang the Conqueror. Though, yung mga ibang Avengers naman, naka-trilogy naman, hindi naman nila hinarap mag-isa si Thanos.
Wala silang di ba? Wala silang one-on-one movie with with the big bad.
With the big bad, kailangan magtulungan pa sila at magkaroon ng dalawang movie bago nila makalaban talaga si Thanos. Which is, sabi ko, we know it might not, it's not something that will end because we know he has a lot of variants. I think later guys will be sharing to you some good reads for if you would like to know more about Kang. Pero yun nga, what we could really assure you, this is a new realm that we'll be exploring. So sabi nga ni Ray, diba? Para siyang Star Wars kasi yung si Janet Van Dyne, tama ba? Si Janet. Mukhang namuhay siya as a rebel. Kumbaga, people that are against Kang and his army, which is parang yun yung empire. Then there are people who are rebels na who are hiding. Tingin ko, nagtago-tago sila nung nawala si Janet. And now they have the courage to fight back. Pero kumbaga, let's see. Kasi kung totoo naman na may deliver na parang Star Wars, wow. Sige, kahit wala tayong Star Wars movie for the year, at I think kahit mga
wala pa tayong Star Wars movie
talaga, wala talaga.
Wala pa
Asa na lang tayo. Maski pasulyap hanggang 2025, wala tayong maramdaman.
Puro extended universe, series lang napapanood pa natin.
Puro series. We'll go to that. Pero this one, I'm excited, but kung i-compare ko yung excitement ko with Endgame, even with Spider-Man No Way Home, medyo hindi ganun. Pero I'll be seeing this one. I'll be seeing this one for sure. Anyway. So, yun nga. Let's ano bang meron kay Kang? Bakit natin siya masasabi na big bad? Ano bang kapangyarihan niya? Kasi wala naman tayo halos nakita sa Loki series. Can you guys share a bit or enlighten viewers? Ano bang abilities?
Sino ba si Kang?
Pwedeng gawin sa atin.
Okay, so from what I know, I've not read a lot of Kang stories. So far, ang nabasa ko pa lang, and probably a book that I would recommend is Avengers Forever. So binasa ko yung Avengers Forever, and that's how I got introduced to the comic character of Kang, no. In that comic kasi, parang there's a version of Kang who's trying to kumbaga destroy the timeline or take control of the whole timeline, parang ganun siya. And then there's another version of Kang who called up members of the Avengers from different timelines. So you have the Wasp, you have Yellow Jacket from a different time, parang kakapakasal lang nila ni Wasp during that time. Then you also have a version of Giant Man now from the future naman. So you have Hank Pym as Yellow Jacket and you have Hank Pym as Giant Man in one comic. So and then you also have Janet Van Dyne as the Wasp. And then nandun din si Hawkeye of a different time. Andun din si Captain America na para siyang pagod na wala nang pag-asa wala nang nakikita pag-asa sa mundo. So napaka-interesting nung characters. A little bit verbose lang yung comic, masyado maraming words, and kung tamad ka talaga magbasa, mahihirapan ka magbasa. Pero I just push through kasi syempre, minsan kasi pag maraming words siya, nakakaantok na minsan Pero sobrang ganda lang din ng writing na na-explore yung different characters ng members ng Avengers. But what's interesting to me here is Kang working with the Avengers to stop another Kang variant, parang ganun. So I think that's how I understand this character, na um he can travel through time, he can manipulate time, get people from different timelines and probably work for him. At the same time, marami siyang variant of himself din that he needs to probably fight off if an evil version of him pops up. And I think this is also what we can sa Loki rin, 'di ba, na parang he who remains is basically trying to manage the timelines. Dapat walang anomaly sa timeline, pero if i-open up yun, and yung nga yung ginawa ni Loki, 100 or 1,000 different variants of Kang will come out, but there is that one version na sinasabi nating Prime Kang that will try to rule them all. And that's what's scary about this character. And if he will try to he has control over time, I'm not sure how our heroes, or how even us as regular people will be able to face him. So yun yung pagkakalam ko kay Kang. Not sure if that's enough knowledge to get me through the movie and understand him, pero yeah, yun lang alam ko.
Ikaw, Blake, anything you would like to share about Kuya Kang?
Kuya
Kuya
Kang.
Kang.
Well, I mean, there's many different variants of Kang, but I'm gonna relate it to a team that a lot of people have been asking for a very long time in terms of Marvel. So basically, there's this one version of Kang that is actually a good guy in the Marvel universe. And this version of Kang, basically a younger version of Kang, sees his future self. He sees all the different things that he has done, all the terrible things as a villain. So what this young version of Kang does is he goes back in time, pre a big disaster that happens, and then he actually decides to turn his life around for good. And afterwards, he basically steals an Iron Man suit, and this is after the Avengers have disassembled, basically. So he gets an Iron Man suit for himself. He calls himself Iron Lad, and forms this new group called the Young Avengers, which includes Hulking, Wiccan, Kate Bishop, Stature, which is Cassie Lang.
Cassie.
Oh.
So we have some of the most of the of the characters
Most
in
of
the
the
MCU,
members.
diba?
Yeah. I mean, they're already starting to pop up already, and some variations of it. So I'm pretty sure that maybe by the time of maybe Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty, we may see the Young Avengers form up finally. Make it happen, Marvel. Come on. Okay.
Why not?
Why not?
Plus, I think the notion of having a good version of Kang fighting with the Avengers against an evil Kang in the MCU would be very interesting, especially considering that this one is basically part of the Iron Man family ish. But yeah, parang ganun.
Yeah. So actually, there are a lot to read about Kang. Ako, would be honest, I don't know him 100%. Sa tagal ko na rin nagbabasa ng comics dahil nga sa dami ng version niya, dami ng personality niya, dami ng timeline na nabuhay siya at na-meet niya yung iba't ibang heroes. Kang is, you can say na plainly villain eh. There are good Kang variants, there are bad ones, there are just, sunod-sunuran lang or just go with the flow. But for sure, what I heard, ito spoilers lang na hindi naman confirmed, because sa dami ng variant ni Kang, the first movie, which is Kang Dynasty, there are different versions of Kang that will be fighting different groups of heroes. So lalabanan niya yung itong group. Parang yung nangyari sa Infinity Wars. Hindi naman isang labanan na magkakasama sila eh. So they're fighting in Wakanda. Somebody's fighting in outside in the nowhere ba? Nasa nowhere ba sila? Kasi halos ganun din daw nun daw, sabi na mangyayari sa Kang Dynasty. So some heroes will be fighting a version of Kang in this place, some will be fighting in this place, dahil maraming variants si Kang. And then, let's see. Pero, again, going back, what we could really advise is to, of course, nandiyan ang Google, try to check. Well, I think there are a lot of recommendations because kami, madami kaming nabasa about Kang na na-enjoy naman namin. May iba, sobrang ready. Kailangan, yun nga, sabi nga, you're really gonna read them and try to push yourself to enjoy it. Pero meron naman na sobrang visual din na entertaining. So it will really depend on you guys. But again, Kang is a great character and a great villain. Tingin ko it's really worth it na he's the next big bad villain. And ang dami kasi possibilities with the kind of abilities na nagagawa ni Kang. Ayun. So, is there something more? I think kasi we are really go.
Add ko lang, curious kasi, isa rin sa mga I'm really curious about this character is ang totoong pangalan niya is Nathaniel Richards. Diba? We have not yet had a Fantastic Four in the MCU. And hindi pa naman na-introduce kasi basically Kang in the comics is human and his powers are actually kumbaga yung armor niya, yung suit niya is actually giving him the powers. Yung technology. So basically human siya. So I don't know if how the MCU version is gonna be related to the Fantastic Four movie kasi 'di ba in terms of timeline in terms of the phase 5 ba phase 6 na na line up, Fantastic Four is gonna go first before Avengers the Kang Dynasty. So there must be something that's gonna happen or that will tell us this version of Kang in the MCU is related to the Fantastic Four, to the Richards. At the same time, hindi pa natin nakikita sa MCU si Doctor Doom.
True.
Oo.
Which is also in the comics is a version of Kang.
Naging, yeah.
Diba? So, I don't know. Gusto ko lang din makita si Doctor Doom in the MCU. And the rumors before na lalabas siya sa Wakanda Forever, wasn't really there. Heartbroken yung mga umasa, pero hopefully we'll get him in the Fantastic Four movie, which is rightfully so because syempre Doom is basically a Fantastic Four villain.
Yeah.
But yes, let's see kung ano. Yun gusto ko makita rin in this in the MCU how related is Kang to the Fantastic Four and also to Doctor Doom.
Speaking of Fantastic Four, because I just remembered, there's this other version of Kang in the Ultimate Universe. Love it or hate it, guys. He's actually not Nathaniel Richards, but they are technically a Richards-ish in this universe, but they're part of the Fantastic Four because this version of Kang in the Ultimate Universe is actually Susan Storm.
Okay.
Like a different dark version of Susan Storm that came from a very dark future that bad things were happening. And then she comes back to help out Reed Richards, the Maker. So, that's just more reason.
We can have a female version of Kang. Loki has a female version of himself. That's not too far off.
Yeah. But also, like, Marvel, come on. We need evil Reed Richards at some point in the future.
Yeah.
We should.
It's not just evil Doctor Strange, we want to have all other evil versions of the Avengers.
Magpunta sila sa dark side ng alam sila sa dark side ng Disney, why not? Pero let's just hope for the best. And again, Ant-Man and the Quantumania will be showing.
Sa Wasp ka!
We are very privileged, ha? Ant-Man and the Wasp, ate, makakancel na rin ako ng MCU nito eh. Kaya hindi ako in-invite nito ni Disney Plus eh. The Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania will
Haba
be
kasi.
showing on haba kasi. On Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we are very privileged. I think 2 days earlier tayo with you from
Yeah.
US. I
Yep.
think US 17. And kung wala kayong Valentine's Day, ipidin nyo na lang yung pera nyo at manood
Nadala kayo
kayo
ng
ng
Quantumania.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania sa 15 sa North EDSA kasama kami. I think yun yung the best yung pwedeng gawin sa sarili nyo. Mahalin nyo yung sarili nyo, kasama kami. Okay? So,
You don't need anyone in your life, people. Love yourself.
Parang
Ayun.
parang kanta lang ni Miley Cyrus. I can buy myself flowers.
See, like, guys, remember, Kang has different versions of himself. He loves himself a lot.
He doesn't
But
need
not
anyone.
in the way you're thinking.
Ay, di ba sa comics may rin siya? May love story siya.
May jowa.
What's the name of the character? Yung babae sa Loki rin, di ba?
Si Ramona.
Ravona ata.
Ramona something.
Ayun.
Oo nga, oo. Pero kumbaga iba din yung itsura niya dun sa comics. Parang prinsesa yung itsura niya sa comics. Mukha siyang well, so anything guys you would like to add before we close this one? Kasi tingin ko, and all of the things about Kang will be better if they see the movies.
Yeah.
Pero anything you would like to add?
Ako lang, it's probably the best place to start knowing Kang the Conqueror more. Siguro we've seen a lot of Ant-Man and the Wasp in the previous movies. We already know them, kaya it's basically this episode is not really talking about them. Kasi nakilala natin sila, and we would want to know more about this new big bad in the MCU, Kang the Conqueror. We've probably seen him as He Who Remains sa Loki, but it's not hindi siya ganun as evil as what we can see siguro in the next future movie. So yun lang. So this should be the starting point or the jumping point in terms of getting to know Kang in the MCU.
And yeah, and aside from Kang, guys, again, if you want to see more of Jonathan Majors and like his acting ability, go watch him in Lovecraft Country. It's on HBO. Definitely not for children because it's in the title Lovecraft, so a lot of adult stuff right there. But yeah, you will not be disappointed. Maybe by the finale, but it's all right. Just go enjoy it, and you'll see why this man is definitely Kang.
So, guys, we won't be spoiling anything kasi miski kami, wala naman kami idea kung ano meron dyan.
Wala tayo sa premiere last week eh. Hindi tayo in-invite eh.
Premiere. So, siguro dahil nga hindi ko lagi naalala si Ate Wasp, kaya hindi ako invite. So, huwag niyo na ako sisihin. So, but again, see you. This will be on the 15th sa Miyerkules. Sa Wednesday, watch Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania on cinemas. Again, on cinemas, bawal sa mga,
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it legally.
Don't pirate, guys.
So again, this is a Cup of Geek. And again, you're watching this one in the Geek Talk PH page. Like, follow, and as well like the other videos and programs of our Geek Talk PH teams. So I think that would be it. You have Blake, you have Ray. We'll be wrapping this up. Geeky Pinoy. Thank you for watching Geek Talk PH and Cup of Geek.
Bye!